I got too much on my mind right now. I ain't got the time to get you sailing right now. I got too much on my mind right now. Tell that hero down, get my baby 35.
What's up, guys? It's Jack2 back here from the video. You know what time it is, and right before we get into the video, man, these are my top 10 fantasy quarterbacks. Okay, so I've taken everything into consideration. How many points they put up last year, how much usage they're gonna get, the weapons around them. But yeah, guys, right before we get into the video, make sure you guys go leave a like and comment who I left off this list. I really tried really hard to make this list, and I really hope you guys like it. I hope you guys can learn from what I'm saying. I really think that these are the top 10 best fantasy quarterbacks, and if you're drafting this season, I think you need at least one of these guys on your list. And I'm also going to mention what round I think they should be taken at, what round you should take them at, and if they're taken anywhere higher, or if their demand is higher in your league in a higher round, don't take them. And I'm gonna also say what quarterbacks are really worth it or not, because remember, guys, you want to really load up on running backs first. You don't want to reach for quarterbacks no matter how good they are. So yeah, guys, we're about to get right into the video, man. Make sure you guys go leave a like, smash that like button, and make sure you guys go subscribe. So yeah, man, starting off the list at number 10, we have Daniel Jones. So Daniel Jones was a fantasy god last year. Like, you literally can't knock him. I mean, yes, he had fumble issues, but the guy put up fantasy numbers. I remember just seeing him on the free agent market, and then someone picked me up, and then them just thriving and then just crushing me the next week with Daniel Jones, because he put up like 30, all these points. And yeah, I played in NFL fantasy, so yeah, he put up around like 30 to 40 points. So that's really high points. And I really think that Daniel Jones is going to have an even better year, because he has another year in the offense. He has a better coach than he did. They got another lineman to support him. They're surrounding him with more weapons. So I really think that he's going to be a top 10 fantasy quarterback. Now, the number 10 spot is a little wishy-washy. So, I mean, it could be either or. It could be somebody I left off this list. You'll see. But yeah, guys, that was Daniel Jones. So at number nine, we're going to have to go with the infamous Drew Lock. Okay, so Drew Lock, a lot of people are going to be mad that I don't have him higher, but the reason that I'm not going to put him higher is because he has not proved enough to me to be a top tier fantasy quarterback. I really think that he's going to put up a lot of good numbers. I think he's going to put up better numbers than Daniel Jones, because he has simply more weapons around him. And the GM, John Elway, really made sure that he really surrounded Drew Lock with better, just better weapons, better everything, just all the way around. And I really like him in that offense. He showed flashes. The guy has a strong arm. A lot of things you really like to see from a fantasy quarterback. So if I'm him, yeah, I'm thriving in that offense. And if I'm you guys, I mean, I'm drafting him. But make sure it's a late pick. I mean, by late, I mean like 7, 8, maybe even later. I mean, it depends on what round. I would not take him so early. If anything, he'd be my second quarterback that I would take, because I think that these quarterbacks that I'm about to name that are higher up in the list they're more guaranteed. Nothing's really guaranteed, but I think that the chance of them scoring more points this season are way higher than what Drew Lock has, because you got to remember, Drew Lock only played 5 games last year. So, I mean, if you take that into account, there wasn't really much we saw from a whole season from Drew Lock. So we're really going to see a full season from Drew Lock. So that's going to be really exciting. If I'm you guys, I'm taking Drew Lock, and this is why he's my number 9 quarterback. Okay, first, number 8. Number 8 is really tricky. It's a really tricky spot, and I put a lot of thought in this. It's once you get up between the 5s and 8 ranges, it's really like it could interchange a lot. But at number 8, I have Tom Brady. Now, I know you guys are going to flame me in the comments. Tom Brady is not known for being a fantasy guy. He knows for just getting the job done. Short pass guy. Listen, with Bruce Arians and Bruce Arians' offense, I'm begging you guys to draft Tom Brady this year. And he has so much more weapons than what he had in New England. And he has Bruce Arians, the quarterback-friendly system. He's going to throw for... If Jameis can throw for 30 touchdowns and that many yards and that many touchdowns, I guarantee you the greatest football player of all time can throw for better. I mean, like, come on. This guy could honestly, at the end of this year, be probably somewhere in the top 3. I mean, he has the highest ceiling out of anyone on this list, I would probably say. And honestly, if I'm you guys, he's a solid starting quarterback for me and my fantasy team. I'm really trying to help you guys, so I really would like for you guys to draft Tom Brady because I really believe that Tom Brady is going to be a top fantasy quarterback, and that's why he's in my top 10. That's why he's number 8 on my top 8. The reason that he's not higher is because just simply from the past, it's not certain that he's going to do these things. We've never really seen him do it, but if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Tom Brady. All right, for number 7. Now 7 is a little wishy-washy too because it could also be very interchangeable. For number 7, we have Deshaun Watson. Now Deshaun Watson. Personally, Deshaun Watson is probably my 4th best quarterback in the NFL. I really think Deshaun Watson is just as good as Patrick Mahomes, just not in the right system. And he doesn't have the type of weapons that Mahomes has around him. It's just simple as that. But the talent is on the same level as Mahomes. And for that reason, he's going to be higher than Tom Brady just because I feel like he's more prone to getting it done, even with less weapons around him, even in Bill O'Brien's dummy offense. I mean, he could really get it done. I believe in Deshaun Watson. I really think that he's a good quarterback. I believe in him, and that is why he is number 7 on my list. Let me know what you guys think about Deshaun Watson in the comments. I really like him. But yeah, man. Let me know. Alright, for number 6. Now, number 6. This guy is known for his whole career as being the fantasy go-to guy. Most solid starter in fantasy history. Gets you your points easy. Isn't really that high of demand. Isn't a overhyped guy. He's solid, and that's why he's number 7, because he's going to be solid and you know what you're going to get from him. That is Matthew Stafford. So Matthew Stafford has been a fantasy legend his whole career, and he's been putting up great stats. I don't think he's had a year under 4,000 yards if he's played the whole year. I remember last season he obviously got under 4,000 yards because he didn't play the whole year. So yeah, man, Matthew Stafford's a really nice quarterback. I love Matthew Stafford. I've had him some years, and he's done really good wonders for me. And I really recommend that you guys can get Matthew Stafford too. Now, taking into account, he does have Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay is prone to have a breakout season. And he also has Marvin Jones Jr. Guys like that. He's also getting DeAndre Swift. He could catch out the backfield, stuff like that. And he has a pretty decent line, so he's going to have time to throw. So that's why I really think, now the offensive part, I'm not really sure about that, but they scored a lot of points when Matthew Stafford was on the field. So for that reason, I'm really going to have them at number 6, because Matthew Stafford is easily the most solid guy on this entire list. He's been consistent. So yeah. Okay, number 5. For the number 5 spot, we're going to have Russell Wilson is the 5th best fantasy quarterback for the year 2020. Okay, so Russell Wilson is already, to me, the best quarterback in football, but fantasy-wise, it's going to take a little plummet because he's not going to have the type of weapons that the guys above him have, or the type of nuances in fantasy, the things that score a lot of fantasy points, and his PPR that a lot of people have. So for that reason, I'm going to have Russell Wilson. I don't really think that he's going to have the type of year that the 4 guys above him are going to have, and that's the reason why he's 5. But he's right in the middle. It's a really good spot, and I'm really confident in what Russell Wilson could do, and I think that I hit this one on the nail because Russell Wilson is so solid. He's the best quarterback in football, but fantasy-wise, he's probably number 5. So that's that. Now for number 4. Number 4, he was the MVP last year, Lamar Jackson. I know you guys are going to flame me again in the comments. Come on. Flame me again. So the reason why Lamar Jackson is going to be number 4 on my list is because it's too much of a risk for me. Now it's not a risk because I think that he's going to get hurt. I don't think that he will get hurt because yes, he is a running quarterback, but he protects himself very well. Not in the same way as Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray. But he really doesn't take any hits. So when a lot of fantasy football guys or a lot of analysts say that he's going to get hurt a lot, I really don't see him getting hurt like that. I honestly just see him I don't know if he's going to have the type of passing yards. Rushing yards are totally different for quarterbacks than passing. So I'm not really sure how he's going to work as far as fantasy-wise with that's going to happen. So that's the type of risk I'm taking, not the risk of injury. Obviously, there's always going to be a risk of injury. You could get injured falling down your steps. I mean, like John Wall. So, I mean, you get injured any time of day. It's just like dying. I mean, like, come on. That's just stupid. So to say that you're afraid somebody's going to get hurt, anyone can get hurt at any time. So I hate that argument about Lamar Jackson, but I love the argument of will he give me enough passing yards for the season. He threw for about 3,000, almost 4,000 passing yards. Now he did lead the league in throwing touchdowns, but take that with a grain of salt because it's a little misleading because the yards weren't really there. So they were kind of like short passes. But anyway, that's Lamar Jackson. He's at number 4. Okay, so for number 3, you guys want to flame me. I was really trying to decide who should be number 3 and who should be number 2. 3 and 2 were really close for me. 3 is a little bit older. 2 has the bigger upside right now, but 3 has proven a lot in his career. So for number 3, we're gonna go with Drew Brees. Drew Brees, I've seen other videos like this, and they don't even have Drew Brees in the entire top 10. That's insane to me. Drew Brees probably is gonna have the best offense roster-wise in football. They probably have the best roster in football. Yeah, there's no reason why Drew Brees is not on this list. And quite frankly, Drew Brees is one of the best fantasy guys to get right now, just players in general. So, for that reason, and you know what you're going to get out of Drew Brees. I'm really confident in what Drew Brees can do for my fantasy football team. So, for that reason, I'm going to take Drew Brees at number 3. So, now we're in the top 2. There's really 2 guys left. I know you guys probably know who's going to be number 1. Or do you? Who knows? But who I have at number 2 may shock you guys, but I am so confident that he's going to have a great year this season that it's not even really a shocker to me because he's set up in the perfect situation. Probably more perfect than 90% of the guys in this entire list. More perfect. And that is exactly Kyler Murray. So with the air raid offense, with Cliff Kingsbury, the young offensive-minded head coach, he's got DeAndre Hopkins, he's got Kenyon Drake, the other running back from ASU behind him. He's got Christian Kirk, he's got Andy and Isabella. I mean, like, he's got a lot of good weapons. They're really building. I'm not really sure about the offensive line, but Kyler Murray does such a good job of avoiding pressure, it doesn't even bother me. And he really can work with anyone. So him just getting D-Hop really like intrigues me even more. So that's why I think he's going to be number 2. He put up good numbers last season. They didn't have the best of the season, but I really think that they're going to blow this season. So that's why I'm really confident in the Cardinals. And at number 1, you probably already know who it is. Patrick, 500 million Mahomes, the $1 million man, $500 million man. What else is to say? This guy could be honestly the first pick in the draft. He'll probably go from rounds 1 to 3 in your drafts. I honestly wouldn't take him just because I'd rather spend those picks on a quarterback. on a running back. But if you do get this guy, he's going to put up stats for you, and that is a fact. Last season he was hurt a little bit, so he didn't put up 50 touchdowns, but he may put up another 50 touchdown season. Who knows? So for that simple reason, I'm probably going to have to go Patrick Mahomes. Just as simple as that, without a doubt. So yeah, man, let me know what you guys think about this list in the comments. I'm really confident in my list, and I worked really hard on it. So I hope you guys can take something from this list. I think that will be accurate. We're going to have to revisit this list like maybe a couple months after the season. Who knows? But if we even have a season. Also, take this list with a slight grain of salt. Still take it seriously, but there's a lot of things going on. So who knows what the NFL season will even look like. So yeah, man. Make sure you guys go like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, man. It's Shaq.
I got too much on my mind right now. I ain't got the time to get you sailing right now. I got too much on my mind right now. Tell that hero Dale, get my baby 30,000.